Expo. How you doing?
Check 3, check 4. How's it going, everybody?
Woo! Oh, it is so
con?
nice to be back in the corral, Teddy Wilson.
Back in the corral.
Yeah.
Yeah, how's everybody's Expo going so far? Are you having fun? What an awesome weekend. What an amazing guest list here in Calgary.
Yeah.
I'm Teddy Wilson.
Ajay Fry. We host a little show called Inner Space on Space Channel, bringing you behind the scenes of all your favorite genre content, comic books, video games, collectibles, and awesome TV shows.
You should do like infomercials with that
I
voice.
should.
That's really good.
Call
yeah.
1-800-9.
So as I said, such an amazing guest list here this weekend. I hope you've had a chance to meet some of your favorite celebrities and come to a lot of these panels. And we're really, really honored to get to moderate this one. Are there any Game of Thrones fans here?
Game of Thrones?
Okay. Oh, it's a surprise. Wow, look at that. So we're so stoked to bring out our next two guests. They're two amazing parts of easily one of the best shows on television. It's so strong. And how about even though our two guests are part of House Lannister, we bring them out with a 1, 2, 3, winter is coming. I know that's kind of incongruous, but why don't we do it? So let's welcome our guests. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Winter is coming! Peter Dinklage and Lena Headey, everybody! Maybe I want you over on that side.
Hello, hello.
How cool is that?
I thought you said a lot of people were coming.
So how is the convention going so far? Somebody loves you? A lot of love? Are you feeling the Canadian Calgarian
Thank
love?
you, Mom.
Have you had a good time so far? Because I know you haven't done a lot of conventions for Game of Thrones like this. Is that correct?
Define convention. No, this is my first one. I popped my cherry in Calgary.
Woo! And we should mention there are mic runners on the floor, so right in the middle, if you put up your hands, they will find you. Can you wave, mic runners? There you are. So please, this con's all about you guys, so get some questions ready for Peter and Lena.
I have one for Lena. Apparently, this was actually the first time that the two Sarah Connors actually met. So you met Linda a couple of nights ago. How did that go? It's me on stage with you. It's AJ over here. Yeah, hi.
Hello.
I know my voice is coming from out there. It's a little confusing.
It's like you're throwing your voice.
I thought it was so far away that it was a delay and like.
So how was it meeting Linda Hamilton?
Do you know what? It's been ages. I've wanted to meet her for a long time, and she's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Sorry, children. She's amazing. Very cool lady.
Before you did Sarah Connor Chronicles, were you a fan of the original Terminator in T2?
I'd seen T2. I'm terrible at all this. But she's just amazing. How can you not love the Hamilton? She got guns.
So in terms of Game of Thrones, you know, obviously the books are so beloved, George R. R. Martin's books. When you two got involved with it, I'm sure the first scripts you saw were great, but does it surprise you the degree to which it's become the cultural phenomenon that it has? Because it's not just a big show. I think it has gone into phenomenon territory. Did that surprise you? Was it gratifying? How did you feel, and when did you know?
I enter everything I do with the idea that it will be a phenomenon. No. You never know. Just because we love it doesn't mean anyone else loves it, usually in my experience with some movies that I've done that nobody has ever seen. But, no.
I've seen those.
It's great. Boils down to great storytelling.
Did you love the scripts right out of the gate when you saw them? And you two have seen a lot of scripts over your careers, so did you know did you get a sense right away how amazing the writing was?
I found out about it because Pete and I did a little movie in LA that no one saw. And he was reading a script and he went, "This is kind of cool. I'm reading a script, I'm getting a blowjob, my sister's shagging her brother." It's a true story. And I said, "That sounds amazing." And here we are.
Hey, Lena, read it. I'm getting a blowjob.
That is a quote.
Well,
Did you ever consider doing Tyrion with that voice?
Hey, a Lannister always pays his debts.
Of course, at a convention like this, you get the opportunity to meet the fans and hear their feedback and all their comments, but you can do that anytime you want by going on the internet and visiting sites like Tumblr and Facebook posts. Do you often do that and see like the memes and the viral, like the parodies and all the things that are out there? Do you pay attention to that stuff?
Peter's never off it. I mean,
I'm on it right now.
I know. Directly into your brain.
I don't surf for comments about us because they're all really great and it'll just go to my head.
Yours are.
But I love the spoofs. I love like my favorite new one is like the Baywatch version of Game of Thrones on the internet. It's really funny. I like that one.
Cool.
And there's one with twin sisters playing harps in the middle of a castle, the theme song. That's
Oh, I've seen that one,
funny.
yeah.
So post some memes, they'll see them. Let's open it up to the floor for questions. Hello, sir.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Thanks very much for coming. It's a great honor to have the first question. I'd like to ask on character development. I know a few of the actors from the show have read ahead in the books and they know the direction their characters are going to go. I'm not going to spoil anything, don't. I'm wondering what your process is like for both of you when you're reading the script. Do you know what's coming up? Have you read to the 5th book? Do you talk to George and find out the exact direction to where Tyrion and Cersei are going?
Peter?
I haven't read the books because I'm one of those people who I can't read the books after I see the movies, and I can't read. Actually, thanks. Yes. Anyway, but of course, out of curiosity, I with Dave and Dan and Brian, who's our story editor, they know everything, so I can't help but ask them. So I know up until what George has written, what happens to Tyrion. Yes. I get the Cliff Notes.
I also have not read the books.
Which is why George is probably
Is
killing
George
off
here?
Tyrion and Cersei in
Yes.
book 6.
What?
Because he knows that we haven't. I think we're the only 2 in the cast that haven't read any of
We
the
did a
books.
panel sitting next to George the other day, and both had to say we hadn't read the book. So we may die. I actually, a lot of my friends and my mom read them, and so I kind of gather bits of information from them, and of course we get the scripts from David and Dan, and you know, there's a little bit of intuitive use of where they're going. Can I just say thanks for coming? It's a little bit overwhelming. We were like, I think there's going to be 10 people. There's not.
I feel like we're the opening act for a hockey game or something, though.
You weren't told?
Yeah. What are you guys really here for?
They're like, we're in the wrong room. We can't leave now.
Let's go back to the floor.
Hi.
Hi.
I know in season 2 there's a scene between you two in which Cersei pushes Tyrion, and as I understand it, that wasn't planned. So I was wondering if you guys have the opportunity to do a lot of ad-libbing with your lines or improv, depending on if you think the character would say something or do something.
Correct, that wasn't planned. Lena had a protein shake that morning. And I had probably had some pints the night before. I loved it. It worked. I love happy accidents like that, personally. But no, I mean those scripts are so good. It's tricky to change anything, and I think that's arrogant of an actor to think they can. I mean, there are things on the day that sometimes, given the environment, you know, they will write a scene for a sunny day and it's pouring rain, and we'll make do in the last minute and change things up. But and Dave and Dan, and the other writers are always there, which is a huge help. And they're always open to any suggestions, but it's really a minimum amount because it's poetry, and you know.
Good answer.
Just quickly, I want to ask you, you talked a little bit about George R. R.
Oh
Martin.
yeah.
Oh!
This is a beer.
It's gonna get crazy up in here, yo.
We thought you were going to be about 40 people. We saw this amount, and we both requested alcohol.
Well, it's primarily Canadian, so they're fairly harmless.
You mentioned George R. R. Martin briefly. How much interaction do you have with him? How involved is he with the day-to-day and week-to-week of the show, and what's that like working with him?
We saw George early on, didn't we? He was kind of around in season 1.
And they told him to go away and start writing books 5,
Yes.
6, and 7.
Otherwise, he'd still be there.
Yeah, he really was around a lot more during season 1. And
Yeah, George's like, this is great. We're like, can you write more stories? That would be great.
we're catching up.
Does he like to talk to you about the characters? Did you talk with him a lot about the characters, or did you leave that more to the showrunners and to the writers?
I kind of met George a few times over the last 3 years, and he's so, as you know, who've seen him speak, he's so cool, and he loves his characters. You know what I mean? Like he says, I know these guys inside out. I've lived with them for 17 years, and I just like to listen when he speaks. And
He'd be
ask him not to
funny
kill
too.
me.
I've seen him in interviews be very, very funny.
He's funny, and he has a lot of power in his hands.
Hello.
Hi guys, thanks for coming. I just wanted to ask you guys, what's one of your favorite parts about being on the show?
Lena.
I'm gonna cry.
Jason Momoa.
What?
Belfast isn't the same without him.
There's more alcohol left. I think it's just, we have so many great actors, interesting, diverse actors, and our crew is phenomenal. People work so fucking hard on the show. And it's just like this crazy, big, dysfunctional, joyous family. It really is, you know what I mean? You kind of think it's gonna get to a point where you're like, this is getting old, and it just doesn't. It's really good fun. What you see is really us enjoying what we do.
And I love, there's constantly a new wash of great new characters coming in, so I think that keeps it fresh for all of us. Every day I get to set, there's sometimes a brand new actor
Who's
in a
gonna
major
die?
role who I've never met. And, what?
Who's gonna die?
Yeah, who's gonna die very soon.
Like, we're safe.
No, they didn't ask me back for season 4. Sorry. Sorry. You haven't read any of the scripts, have you? So that really keeps it fresh, as Lena was saying, and you know, and they're amazing, you know,
You're a
actors from
baby.
England. Baby.
Who has a baby?
A baby was born during the Game of Thrones.
Baby was born.
Definitely conceived.
Let's go down here to the right side. Oh, there's someone way at the back. Oh, up on the left-hand side.
Oh, there's a microphone in the stands. Cool.
Hi, this question is for Ms. Headey. About 6 weeks ago,
Oh my
Marina
God, don't tell
Sirtis-
that story.
It's over between you guys. Just, come on.
Just get out.
Just get over her.
Leave me alone.
I can't believe he's here.
I knew it.
Give it a break, man.
About 6 weeks ago, on
Jesus.
Global TV's morning show, Marina Sirtis, the actress best known for playing Deanna Troi on The Next Generation, she made the comment that it's very difficult for women actresses over the age of 40, particularly Caucasian women, over the age of 40 to find
I'm
work
not-
in Hollywood?
I'm not there yet.
Please don't hate me for asking. I'm just curious how, if in your career you found that kind of resistance, or if you found a way to overcome that kind of a challenge.
I just heard 40. And then I wept inside. I didn't really hear, were you saying is it difficult?
Yeah, her comment was
for
just that it was difficult for women
Old actresses?
just to find work.
This is what I'm gonna say, yo. No, I mean, I just, you know what, I love working. It's a constant learning curve. I never feel like I've reached a point where I can sit back and go, well, I've done it. So it's
Botox.
a lot of Botox up in here. No, you know, I don't really think about it. I just think I've been doing it 20 years and I'm still employed, which is a miracle, even at nearly 40.
Well, we've seen you playing both, you know, heroic characters, Sarah Connor, and then villainous characters, like on Game of Thrones and Mama and Judge Dredd. Do you have a preference? Do you like playing the goodies or the baddies?
I like a little baddie now and then.
Down on the floor?
Okay, I have a question. Was it really ever awkward whenever you had to do the very intimate scenes? Like, did you find it uncomfortable? Was there like a moment you were like, I have to do what? With who?
I had a body double. 40 and all that.
Do I have any intimate scenes? I don't know.
You always had it.
It's just bizarre doing those scenes, and they're funny because, you know, you're pretending to do something and there's a guy with a microphone literally that far away from you. And, you know, the driver's talking about lunch, what they're gonna have for lunch. I don't know, so they're just strange.
It could
And they're the
be less
farthest
comedic.
thing from intimacy in the world, so it depends on who you're being fake intimate with, too. Because when they're not into it, boy, is that fun. Because I'm usually really into it, you know.
Has it been less strange for you now that Tyrion is basically monogamous with Shay and you're on the show a less prolific lover?
Ow.
Yeah, we're going steady, you know. Which means far less. You know what I'm talking about.
We can go back down to the floor.
Hey, so Lena, now that it's over with that guy up there,
Yeah.
do you have dinner plans? Getting close to 40.
I don't.
Bachelor number 2. What's your favorite color?
I thought I'd ask. You can't say no. You're on the big screen. Okay.
See you later.
Anyway. Okay. So, out of any other characters that you guys haven't done, what characters would both of you like to do in the future at any time? Any dream character? Dinner's still open, Lena.
When you said do in Game of Thrones, you mean play, not do, right?
I think he means any
It's
character,
a family
like
show.
any.
I'd do Jon Snow. No.
You mean characters from our show or any character in history?
Yeah, no.
Anything.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You know, I think I'd like to go back and do some characters that I've done with the knowledge, not do them
Better.
not do myself, but do them better.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what I thought that out loud.
Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette.
Well, on the topic of future characters, X-Men: Days of Future
Doers.
Past.
X-Men: Days of Future Past. Can you talk about it?
We don't know what your character is yet, at least in our research. Has it been announced? Can you say anything? Can you hint? Can you
Marie
tease?
Antoinette.
Do I really have to bring my lawyers on stage? Guys?
It's okay, it's okay.
No, I can't obviously say a thing, but Bryan Singer, who's directing it, wrote an amazing script, is tweeting information, leaking a little bit here and there, so follow his tweets, and it's only up to him to provide information. The rest of us cannot.
Are you excited to see Peter in Days of Future Past? Yeah?
Maybe we'll go back up to someone else up there now.
A couple weeks ago, Rob
Not
Lowe's.
again. I was drunk.
Rob Lowe said on Twitter that The Americans are the greatest show on TV right now. I want to know how you guys feel about that.
What show?
The Americans?
I haven't heard of that show. Did you hear the question?
No.
He was saying
Does he
that
think
a
I'm
couple
Kerry
of
Russell?
weeks ago, Rob Lowe said that The Americans is the greatest show on television.
Right now.
Did I get that right?
Yeah.
So I've never heard of The Americans.
Me neither.
What's the question?
Well,
You want us to say like, then he's never seen Game of Thrones. No, I don't know. I don't know what the Americans.
neither do I.
Well, then he's never seen Game of Thrones!
Yeah. But on
Rob
that
Lowe?
front, yeah, Rob Lowe.
I've seen some things that Rob Lowe has done.
On that front, though, a Walking Dead panel is coming up right here in the corral just after.
That's
a lot
why
of,
you're here.
even some potential for crossover there with the White Walkers being a bit like the Undead and the Walking Dead there. Do you guys geek out over other TV series? Are there other shows that you are fans of?
Coronation Street.
Corey, all right.
That's where I'm from. I grew up. I love it. And Breaking Bad, I love. And The Housewives.
Mob Wives. No, Breaking Bad is the greatest show on TV.
Go back down to the floor.
This is one's for Peter. What's it like being
Whatever.
taken prisoner by Caitlin for something that you didn't do?
Well, it was a lot of making sure my rope thing that was binding my hands, that was all Velcroed together, wouldn't come undone in the middle of my monologue, because it constantly would. And then eventually we basically just really bound me up, and it took forever to unbind for lunch or something. But I love that bit there, being held.
Bondage.
I like being tied up, is what I'm trying to tell you. I like it a lot. And Michelle Fairley, she seemed to dig it too.
Go back down to the floor right there.
This question's for Peter as well. My wife Teresa and I both watched your film, The Station Agent.
Don't go.
We both saw your film, The Station Agent, shortly after it came out, and we're very big fans and really enjoyed it. And Teresa was unable to come to the conference this year, and I know she really wanted to. So my question is just, can you say, hi, Teresa, thanks for appreciating my work?
Hi, Teresa. Hi, Teresa. Thanks for supporting my work.
Go back up to the rafters on the left-hand side.
Hi, I'm just wanted to say to Peter that you're an amazing actor, and congratulations on your award that you got last year. I think it was last year. And just want to say to Lena, you are beautiful as you were as Queen Guinevere, and you were just amazing. And I'm just wondering if you had the influence of being queen then and queen now in Game of Thrones, that with a bit more scariness as your actress character. And I'm just wondering if you put those two together or was an influence.
I can't really hear everything. I think just age is the difference. Good 20 years. I'd like to go back and do that again, as I say, with some knowledge and what I know now. I hope that answers your question. I can't really hear you.
Sorry. I just wanted to emphasize that you are as beautiful as you were then in Queen Guinevere character, and just want to say, like, you guys are amazing actors, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next couple seasons and more books written so we can see you guys act more.
Thank you very much.
On the subject of seeing more of you, Lena, are folks excited for the 300 sequel? Yeah? What can you tell us about it without spoiling it or having your lawyers come up on stage? Nothing.
No. I've been sworn to secrecy. Yeah, I can't. It's just called minus 300. No. It's just me. No.
Was it nice to go back to that role, though?
It was nice to go back and be more active. Right. That's all I can say.
Okay.
Yes.
More active, all right. Back down to the floor, right there.
Cool. Hi, thank you so much for being here. And can you please say hi, Shyam and Abhijit?
Can you repeat that a little closer to the mic?
Hi, Shyam and Abhijit. No?
I can't hear.
There's an echo, so it's tough. How about just hi?
Let me just ask my question then. You both play really powerful characters, and I love your scenes together. My question would be, what's your favorite scene together?
I'm just going to say it. I don't like Peter. Nothing, nothing at all. I mean, I love working with Pete because, as you guys know, he's pretty fucking good at what he does. So I love, when I see a scene with us, I genuinely am thrilled because we just kind of play around. And I
There's
push
some
you.
scenes coming up in this season with Daddy that if you've read the books, you sort of know what's going to happen. Those are fun. In an unfun for the character way. But the great thing about Lena's portrayal, I think, of Cersei is the vulnerability that's lurking underneath that hard exterior and the cracking that's taking place in that. Because, you know, on the page, Cersei is a bitch, yo! But when it's played by it's much more complex than that.
I just want to ask really quickly, in terms of the character becoming more complex with the arrival of Marjorie and really the divided attention of Joffrey, was that nice for you so far in this season to be playing that? The fact that she is becoming a bit more complex and divided?
Yes, is someone actually having a baby? That's what, sorry.
Do you want me to help with that, child?
We're both missing our kids, so hand it over. You know, I kind of keep saying it, but I kind of, I'm going to reverse, say from the shell to the inside. So the fact that Marjorie has arrived and she's everything Cersei thinks she is, but Marjorie genuinely is that. That's really got under her skin. So to be faced with what she isn't and what she wishes to be, and to watch one of her biggest treasures in life jump on that ship is devastating to her. It was very serious. Sorry.
Well,
It's
can we
amazing to watch.
stick on the topic of Joffrey, because he is a very talented actor as well. Yes. Very talented at making us hate him.
Joffrey!
But I understand he's actually quite a nice guy, Jack Leeson.
Jack is possibly the sweetest, smartest kid ever, ever, ever.
Really?
The first time I met him, I mean, he's older than he appears. He's very boyish looking. He was smoking a pipe. He was sitting on the steps to his trailer. Hello, Peter, how are you? It's like, and I think I sought out his advice.
He's like Gandalf or something.
He's from Dublin. He's got the most beautiful Irish brogue, and so he does an impeccable British accent on the show, because he sounds nothing like Joffrey in person, and he certainly doesn't act like him, and that's just a testament to how good he is as an actor.
The first time I met him, he had 2 left shoes on. I'm not joking. And I said, Jack, why? I've just noticed that you're wearing here. And you know, I went to the shop, and when I got home, I realized they were both left, and I just couldn't be bothered to go back there. And he still had them on season 2. So that tells you what kind of kid he is. He's awesome.
We'll go back to the floor.
Hi. Hi. While we're on the subject of Joffrey, I just want to know, does he get what's coming to him at the end of the season?
Why are you asking?
That is my son.
We should have divided this room up into the people who have read the books and the people who haven't read the books, and just watch you go at it.
I think it would just be us on one side. I think it would just be us on one side.
Or everybody but you has read the books here. And me and Lena.
We'll go back to the doctor then.
I just wanted to know, the both of you, with all your years in the industry as professionals, thank you very much. What is the most important lesson that you have learned in your course as professionals?
Well done.
Sorry, babe. You were talking about being professional? What?
Do we have a doctor in the house? I don't know, but I love him.
What was the question?
I think it was the biggest professional lesson that you've learned. Is that it, Doctor? Yes. Tom Baker? Great.
Oh.
Professional lesson.
Well, he assumes we're professional.
I think never drunk tweet. That's what I've learned. Oh, no way? No drunk tweeting?
Don't what?
No drunk tweet?
Oh, yeah. Don't drunk tweet. Oh, yeah. Don't find yourself in Justin Bieber's bus. Yeah, I think with the culture we live in today, the internet and web and things, and the Twitter and the gobbler and the blah blah, You know, I think part of the reason why Marlon Brando is who Marlon Brando was, why he was one of the, if probably, yes, to me, the greatest actor ever, because we didn't really know too much about him when he was younger. And that left it very mysterious. So we were able to get lost in his characters more. But nowadays, it's a bit, there's so much knowledge of everybody's personal life that you sort of can't get lost in the characters they play. So my professional thing that is just to shut up, and the less is more.
With that.
Well said. Great question, Doctor. Go back down on the floor over here, and then we'll go up there.
Hi there, guys. Awesome to be here with you guys. Will Wheaton was gushing about you guys yesterday at his panel, and I was wondering if you guys could get him onto the show. That would be awesome. And, sorry, go ahead.
I met Snoop Dogg the other day, and he was like, yo, get me on the show, man. Not to compare Snoop Dogg to Will, but I always thought that was funny.
Is there a second part?
Yeah, and is there anyone that you guys were starstruck by this weekend that you wanted to meet?
Stan Lee. I don't think this would exist without him. You know?
We got time for just a couple more questions. We'll go up to the left. Hello.
Hi. This is for Peter. First of all, I promised my mom to tell you that her and I both think you're really sexy, so just thought I'd throw that out there. And my question
Why did you have to
is-
bring your mom into that?
I know. Well, it would have been just me, but she really insisted that if I had the opportunity, I had to tell you that. So, anyway, my question is, you've done so many different roles, like from station agent, in Bruges, I can't even think now, but what's been your favorite one to do, or your favorite film to work on?
Well, In Bruges wasn't me,
What?
but that's a good movie.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed.
That's okay. It's out of respect for the actor who played him, that part. Well, The Station Agent is very dear to me because that movie we made for no money with very good friends, and it took a very long time to get it made. One of my best friends wrote and directed it, and we just gave it a good old try, and somehow people are still asking about it, and we never saw that as a possibility. So yeah, and that was a big part of my life.
Couple more, I think.
Yeah, maybe just two more.
Yeah.
So we'll go
Cool,
there
cool.
and then there.
First of all, for those of us who have seen 300, you have nothing to worry about, Lena. You are perfection. For those of us who have not read the books and don't want spoilers, from week to week we sit around and go, what the F? They just did that. Do you ever read your script and say, wow, you're really going to do that on TV?
Yes. I read the season that's on right now. See, it's hard to talk about it. But when I read it, I was thinking, I cannot wait to see that with those actors. I get as excited as you guys to see the stuff I'm not in. So, yeah, I do.
Thanks.
Yeah, there's a major episode coming up towards the end of this season. For those of you who have read the books, when I read that episode, I was just gobsmacked. Like, wow, we're really going to do that. And I think you guys who've read the books know what I'm talking about. But it's coming up, and I haven't seen it, but I'm nervous for all of you to watch that.
Have the scenes with Podrick recently been fun to play, with Podrick as kind of the new Casanova? Because that's been some of my favorite scenes of the last few episodes. Have they been fun?
Yeah, Daniel Portman, who plays Podrick, my squire, is just, what a
Is
great...
really Podrick.
What?
It's really Podrick. in
Yeah,
Ireland.
Right?
Belfast is his brothel.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
That's not far from the truth. Oh, to be young again.
Sorry, Ron.
No, his father was actually on the show. I guess it's already been, aired. Ron, who played God, what was the character's name again? Catelyn's bodyguard. That was Daniel, who plays Podrick's actual father. And he's great. Daniel Portman is great, and those scenes are a lot of fun to play because it's a story of, there's a lot of terrible things going on. So occasionally it's good to have some comedy in there.
I think we got time for one more, maybe.
I haven't read the books, so my question is for Lena. I don't know if Jaime Lannister will make it back, but now that one of his hands is a stump, how do you think that's going to affect your relationship if he does come back? And I did want to say to Peter, thank you very much for making Pete Smalls is Dead. Great movie.
Someone did see it.
Lena's in that. She's the crazy lady in the blonde wig. So getting back to the stump.
The stump.
I think they'll find a use for it.
I was hoping we get through this without the stump question.
Tyrion, little help.
The stump poses numerous problems, and it changes their relationship.
Oh my God, you're so superficial.
It was a sword hand. Oh my God. That's what I loved about him. So yes, it does, but in a psychological way, not in the way you're thinking. Or maybe. Thank you.
Woo! We do unfortunately have to wrap it up, but I know you've been meeting a lot of your Canadian fans this weekend. They've been saying a lot of things to you. I'm sure a lot of praise about the show and your careers. Is there anything you want to say to your Canadian fans before you go? Winter is always here in Canada.
Thanks, guys.
Thank
for
you
showing
so
up.
much.
Peter Dinklage, Lena Headey, everybody. Enjoy the rest of Calgary Expo.